Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here to Daytona. On the pole for round number 12 from Daytona, Max Anderson in the 51. First pole, I think, for Max, and a good run for him. Outside of the pole is James Kinghart, rookie in his first race. Here in for Ford Performance, they put a ton of tape on this thing, and he was flying in qualifying, as he was one of the first cars out. Then you have the other Ford Performance car. Tony Newman has been real quiet all season. Not really running for a good shot at the championship, but you can see, looks like he's got a good car as well. And it's Eli Bright, Al Agassi, Ron Monaco, Stephen Thompson, Will Goss, John Gilbert, Eric Rodriguez, Eric Monaco, Joey Murphy, Alexander Rowe, Quentin Moore, Ash Curtis, and then Dylan Schwallenberg as we're getting ready to come to the green flag. Green flag is out, and we're racing from Daytona. 40 of the best Sportsman drivers going green at Daytona, and it's going to take a full lap for these engines to get up to full song and get to going. You can already see right here, look, John Gilbert has already just drove by the number 78 on the start, and he is hooked up with his two Ford Performance teammates on the inside lane, Al Agassi and Tony Newman. Newman last season was a guy who possibly could have won this race. I know we didn't have that race broadcasted last season, but Newman was ever so close with John Gilbert shoving him. Almost won that race last season, but got edged out. I think he got beat by Luis Hernandez. He got beat. I can't remember who he got beat by because we didn't broadcast that race, but it was close. Now Al Agassi looking to go for it. Man, Eric Monaco just put John Gilbert to the middle groove and said, no, hold up. The other Ford Performance Ford deep in the field, and that belongs to Derek Edison. And looks like Derek's car not that great. And that number 52 Ford, it might be blowing up. He was blowing a lot of water, a lot of steam. I seen some smoke. And we got a car in the wall, and it's Alexander Rowe and James Kinghart. We're still green. They are stuck. And we're still green flag racing. All three of them are stuck. Kinghart is going around. And look at the damage on the side of the 38. All that black tire rub from the numbers 2. That's going to kill Zachary Fitzwater, as there's no caution for that. Actually, a lot of the points contenders, except Luis Hernandez, kind of got messed up by that. James Kinghart is on the radio saying, where's the caution at? We're going to go try to take a look at what happened. It happened back here. Somebody got turned. Oh, they went 4 wide down the back. You can see, ooh, Kinghart gets a little sideways. And look at Alexander Rowe popped up over the fender of the 84. And there's Eli Bright stuck in that. Quentin Moore, Annie Thomas. They all had to slow down to avoid it, to miss that crash. And you can see all the scuffs and the black on the door there of James Kinghart. Tough break for the rookie in his first ever Sportsman start. As this second pack, though, is trying to reel down the first pack. From 12th on back, they're 4 seconds back, but I think they're actually going to catch because they are running faster. 46 is, maybe not. We'll see here in just a moment. Joey Murphy to the lead. Ash Curtis now knows that John Gilbert has tied him in all-time wins. Ash Curtis would love to get up here and put his number 9 back on top of the all-time leaderboard. Scott Roush would love to win his second Sportsman win. Coming into the day's race, the points look like this. John Gilbert had a 2-point lead over Eric Rodriguez, 9 over Zachary Fitzwater. Sorry, the broadcast got a little pause there for a second. We opened up the points tab. Tony Newman still in the hunt right now for this race. We got about a 10-car breakaway, and then from about 12th on back is the other half of the field, and they are actually running way faster. They're running 45 4s and 45 5s. And Derek Edison hanging on to the back of this pack actually made up some positions right there. Last week, I think everyone saw it at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Rick Johnson, rumors were talking about him possibly closing this 93 Rick Johnson Enterprises team and maybe moving over to Dodge. Dodge has been teasing about the Dodge Dart. You also seen it look like a new paint scheme on this number 93. So, is he going, or is that a ploy to try to get him to come run at Dodge Motorsports next season? That could have been a ploy. We don't know. Just after the rumor dropped, and then when teams went to Atlanta, we didn't mention it because we didn't know about it till after the race. But as soon as teams got to Atlanta, that's when they all saw the leak on the website. Because Rick Johnson, if Rick is closing that team, he becomes a valuable free agent for either series, Sportsman or the new series, which is getting its name next week at Talladega. Got to keep that on the DL, so we just keep calling it new series. But you can see John Gilbert pushing his team, or Tony Newman pushing his teammate, the two Haas Fords. They're about to catch James Kinghart and put him one lap down. They're 5 seconds off the pace because they're running about the same lap times as our leader is. The only way they're going to get caught up is if a caution comes out, which I don't think we're going to get one unless they wreck them back here. Jonathan Zorlian now leading that second pack. So this is back here is the battle basically for the last point. The rest of these guys up here battling for the win. Tony Newman looking to win. Al Agassi was talking about his car after knockout Q and said it was a good pusher, but he would love to see what it could have done in clean air. And he's going by his teammate now on the inside lane, as they are catching James Kinghart to put him one lap down. But that would also, if James can stay hooked to this pack, that also puts it now 3 Ford Performance Fords up here. I don't think this 38's bad damaged. Maybe he is. Oh, he just killed that bottom groove. He's going to pull in front of Tony Newman too. And that's going to check a lot of these guys up. And you don't want to drop all the way back, because if you drop too far back, that second pack is actually going to start running you guys down. Kinghart still in front of his teammate John Gilbert. Gilbert going to make the pass on the inside. Scott Roush now trying to battle for the lead. So is Ash Curtis. Luis Hernandez right there behind Ash Curtis pushing him. Luis would love to maybe make up some points after what happened last week at Homestead. Him and Eric Rodriguez got into it at Homestead. I think a lap car got in their way, and Eric made contact, got loose, and hit Luis. Both of those guys they both needed to make up some ground here at Daytona, and I think Luis is wanting to make up that ground. Has James Kinghart fallen off the draft? Yes, he has. But John Gilbert, I think, has also maybe lost the draft. Oh, contact! Michael Haas into the wall. And they are getting racy back here in the back of the field. Caution comes out now, though. I think the race would be over. Tough break for guys like Robbie Jackson. Got a new sponsor on the number 8. If you don't watch Knockout Q, Aaron's jumped on board the number 8 Ford for 2 weeks, the Daytona and Talladega race. Zachary Fitzwater. Ooh, Fitzwater looked like he had a flat tire, bouncing it off the wall there. Back to the lead. Dylan Schwallenberg now got his name up here in the mix. The Homestead winner last season. Would love to go back-to-back in his home state. Winning Homestead last season. Would love to come here to Daytona and get the job done. And that would set him up maybe for a shot at this championship run. He's got some strong Toyotas pushing him. Gonna get you back to the front of the field. We can't look at the back, as this is the battle for the win. Schwallenberg to the lead. Dylan Schwallenberg looking for his second career Sportsman victory. Tony Newman using the top groove. Man, I don't know if what they were doing in knockout qualifying is going to help. Dylan was getting in the middle, and you can see how big of the door it's open for Eric Monaco. You can see the second pack already how far back they are. Still can't believe the caution didn't come out. We're 4 wide here for the race lead. Ford Performance. Monaco Waltrip racing. Gilbert to the inside, making it all the way to the bottom. Almost contact between Gilbert and Monaco for the race lead. They ain't no giving. You got to push. Dylan was trying to tell the 78, pull up in front of me, we'll go. As John Gilbert now to the race lead, Eric Monaco just driving it back under. Gilbert jumping in front of his 2 teammates. They're about to catch some lap traffic. Stephen Thompson and Alexander Rowe, both cars were involved in that weird first or second lap turn of events where 3 cars got stuck together. Here comes Joey Murphy with help from Scott Roush and his teammate Luis Hernandez. Coming to 2 laps to go. We're about to meet 2 lap cars. ERL officials were waving the blue flag, telling the 2 lap cars that they might have to get single file. Oh, Max Anderson moving Luis Hernandez up out of the groove. Anderson looking for his first ever win. So is Eric Monaco. I think Joey Murphy looking for his third. Scott Roush looking for his second. Tony Newman looking for his first. Al Lagasse, I believe, is looking for his second ever win. Luis looking for his 4th to tie. Gilbert and Ash Curtis looking for their 5th. Dylan Schwellenberg looking for their second as they caught the lap traffic, and it's right in the middle of the groove. Max Anderson there, white flag in the air, as the 2 lap cars are now in front of the lead pack. Anderson to the inside with a help from Ash Curtis. Scott Roush trying to sneak on in. Who is going to win at Daytona? Will Anderson get his first career Sportsman win? He's just got to block Ash for a couple more corners. It's a 2-car race as lap traffic gets involved. I don't think Ash has got a car maybe to get up there and contend with him. He's going to have some help. Ain't going to pull out. Cover to the stripe. Final time. Max Anderson is a Sportsman winner at Daytona. Max Anderson will get his first ever Sportsman victory. And that is the second time this season that a Joe Gibbs Toyota has won. Robert Hernandez won at Richmond. Max Anderson will win here at Daytona. And it's a tough break because next season, all the teams will drop to 4 cars. So Ford Performance will have to drop a car. Roush will have to drop a car. Joe Gibbs will have to drop a car. And right now, you got 2 cars in your knockout Q stable. You got 3 actually. You got the 19, the 18, the 11. And the 2 cars you have locked in the show every week is the 51 and the 20. And the 54, the 54 is Monaco Waltrip. A great racing. Here's your top 15 for tonight's race at Daytona. Max Anderson, Ash Curtis, Al Lagasse, Dylan Schwallenberg, Scott Roush, Joey Murphy, Tony Newman, Luis Hernandez, Eric Monaco, John Gilbert, Jack James, Jonathan Zorlian, Eric Rodriguez, DJ Curtis, and Cynthia Bright. And here's the rest of your finishing order. Guys, we will see you guys next week. Round number 13 from Talladega Super Speedway. Till we meet again, everyone.